Hello. I'm going to be attempting to use NanoCAD 5 here to draw a cavity wall detail, and I've been interested in this software as an alternative to AutoCAD, and so far I really like it, so I'm going to attempt to draw a cavity wall detail and a concrete floor to go with it. So I'll begin by drawing a line, and the foundation here is going to be 600 and 300 high, and I'm not seeing a line here. Okay, so to see this line, this guideline, I have to hover over this corner just like in AutoCAD and then bring my mouse back up here, and now it's supposedly gonna click to 600. Okay, so I'm not sure that that's perfectly straight. I'll give it a quick measurement. Dim. So from here to here. The dim is 600, so that's fine. I want to draw a center line now. So this will act as my center line, and I'll change the color to pink. So that's my center line, which I'll use to work from. And I will now draw some lines. I'm not confident that the line is gonna snap straight, because look, it doesn't seem to be locking into the middle here. This is just my best guess. So I guess that's straight. It looks straight. And I'm gonna copy this over. Actually, I'll use the offset tool. So O on the keyboard, enter. And I'm setting my offset at, so the middle cavity is gonna be 50 wide, so I'm setting it at 25, clicking on this side and clicking on this side. So I have to do that command again, and I didn't want to copy this pink line, I wanted to copy the black one. I'm trying to select this black line, and I seem to be selecting the pink one. If I use the tab key, it still seems to be selecting the pink one. The only way I can select the black one is this way. So I need to find another way of being able to select the black one without having to highlight it this way, because there could be other small details around it which I don't want to select. Alright, for now I'll just do it this way, and we'll find out someday how to select the black one on its own. Okay, I'm doing the offset tool again and setting the offset at 25. What's going on here? Some reason it's not offsetting. I'll try this again. So offset, maybe I click this. That's not right. Try it again. Offset, and I do want it to go 25. Doesn't seem to be working the way I want it to. That's not what I want. Alright, let's try it with this. So if I highlight this, specify offset distance, I'm setting it at 25 millimeters. If I click on this side, it does it. That's 25 millimeters. So I want to do it to the black line. Why is it not working with the black line? Offset. Offset 25. Ah, it worked that time. This is quite tedious. It's probably better to just copy. CO on the keyboard, click somewhere. And that's not what I want to copy. CO on the keyboard. This is happening because I said I like this software. 25. Okay, that's our 50mm cavity in the middle. Now there's going to be bricks. Now there's bricks on the left side and blocks on the right side. So I'm going to try to offset it again. Click. Oh. 102.5 for the brick dimensions. Okay, that worked. And I'll try it with this. Offset 100 for the blocks. And that's worked. Why it was causing a problem before, I don't know. I'm going to leave this line in, this black line, because I'm going to do something with it later. Okay, so I need to put the mortar down here. Maybe I could draw one separately on the side and drag it down here. So the mortar is gonna be 10 mil high. Same as the brick dimensions, 102.5. Okay, and I'm gonna draw an arc for the mortar pointing. I'm drawing an arc for the mortar detailing. Okay, and I'm going to trim this back. So to do that, I'm selecting this as a baseline of where I want to trim back to, hitting TR on the keyboard and highlighting what I don't want. And that's worked. And I'm gonna mirror this over, so highlight this, MI, enter, finding the middle of this, click, enter. Okay, and I'll get rid of these edge lines. So there's our mortar. Actually, we could draw a brick from this as well. So brick, standard UK brick is 65 millimeters high by 102.5. Back down here. We're not fully done here. I just want to add a detail to this to make it look bricky. A line like this. I'll copy this. Copy. About here should be okay. And I want to extend this line to the edge here. So highlighting this, EXT, enter, and then highlight this. Try that again. So highlighting this line, EXT, down arrow to select the extend tool, enter, then highlight this. And there's our brick detail. Now I'm gonna put it here and copy it up. So CO for copy. Select it by the corner and drag it over here. Nice. I might be able to array this. I'll get rid of this line. And this line. So I might be able to array these bricks up. I believe that's the array tool. It is. Rows. I want one column. Rows, make it 15. Row offset by 1. The height's gonna be 75. That's the mortar plus the brick. 75. I hope this works. We'll turn the rows into 20. And hit OK. Yes, that's worked exactly as I wanted it to. Great. Okay. Now I want to turn this into a block. So I'll get rid of all this. Draw a new line up. And the height of a block is 440 length by 100 thickness and 215 high. So we'll draw this at 215, 100. Of course. Now I want it to snap straight down, so I want to follow this guideline and hopefully it doesn't snap to anything else. I would like to believe that this line is perfectly straight. It looks perfectly straight. I'm going to drag this back, so M, enter, drag it back here. And I can trim these two back, so highlight this, TR on the keyboard, then highlight these two. Great. Okay, and because this is a blockwork, I want to fill it with a hatch. So HAT, go down to anything that says add hatch in brackets. And from here, I can change it from here, or I can change it from here. Probably be easier to click this. Other predefined, and we're looking for a cross hatch. And if it's not here, we can look in one of the others. There it is. Scale at 1. And I found that I find it's a tricky way of adding a hatch, and I had to play with some settings, and I found that this setting has to be set to bring to front. And then you can add pick points. Select the middle of this and you should faintly see that the lines are highlighted purple. Hit enter on the keyboard and OK. And there's our hatch, but it's a bit too small for my liking, so I want to edit it. I click the hatch, or right click it and hit edit. And change the scale to 4. That's much better. Right. So copying this CO, and I'll copy it from this corner this time, drag it over and drop it there. And then I can get rid of these lines as well. I don't need them anymore. I'm highlighting the whole block. By the way, if you're from AutoCAD, you'll already know this, but just in case you're not, if you highlight this way, it's green and it'll highlight everything it touches. So if I do this, it'll highlight everything it touches. But if I drag it to the right, it'll only highlight whatever the blue box covers, and won't highlight anything else that it touches. And it won't highlight anything else that it touches. So something useful to know. So I want to highlight all of this, but not this line. So I use the blue right drag. And I want to array this again. One column, 10 rows. And the row offset has to be 10mm mortar, 215 block, 225. I want to add a hatch inside here. And if I try to add a hatch as it is now, this pink line is going to block it. So it'll only add a hatch to one side. So I'll move the pink line up just to get it out of the way. Create an opening here, and then I'll add a hatch. Down arrow to add hatch. And I'm going to find concrete. Another predefined AR conc. I'll set the scale to 1 because I don't know what this is going to look like. Bring to front and add pick points. And I'll click this. I see that the box has faintly highlighted purple and hit enter, then OK. I think this scale is okay. Okay, now I want to select this black line and I'm going to put insulation inside this cavity wall. The way to do that is to turn this black line into an insulation, just like we do in AutoCAD. So to make this happen, what you're supposed to do is select the line and come to line type. And it's supposed to be available here, but it's not. So we're going to make it available by typing line type. So we're looking for this one here, line type, line style. Hit enter. And we only have 3 lines here. We're going to add the one that looks like insulation. So come up to load line type and go into NCAD ISO, open. And in this list we're looking for batting. So here it shows you what it's going to look like. SSSSS. That's what insulation looks like. Hit OK and OK. And I'm gonna highlight that black line without highlighting anything else. Come up to line type and change it to batting. There it is. Obviously I need to make this wider to fit in here, or I can drag it to one side. As I usually see in details, sometimes the insulation doesn't fully cover the inside. But I can change this size by going up to line type scale here after highlighting it. Change it to 2. Yeah. Could make it bigger to fit perfectly inside. 2.3, 2.4. There's a slight gap in there. Probably could leave it like this. I don't think there's a problem with it. 2.5. 2.5 is too big. 2.45. That looks quite close. And I can drag this up, hoping it snaps to the middle. And it looks like it has. So the cavity wall's done. Now I just want to add a floor to this. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm deleting the pink line as well. We don't need a center line there anymore. I want to draw a line from here. We're gonna draw the earth ground line now. And move this up by 900 or 1000. I'll move it up to 1000. Foundations are usually dug a meter deep anyway. And I could just drag this over or use the extend. So over here we're going to put a hatch for the earth. Now notice there's no box around here. And to put an earth hatch in here we need to box this area with a line. So I'm just gonna draw a little fancy line work movement. So hopefully this should be sufficient. Let's add a hatch. Look for earth. There it is, earth. I'll leave the scale at 1 because I don't know what it's gonna look like. Bring to front. Add pick points. Select the middle. Enter. And OK. Now that's very deeply detailed, so I definitely need to increase the scale. Right click, edit. 5. I think that's okay. Now I want to get rid of all these border lines, so using the blue, highlighting, select these ones. I'm not liking the shape of this hatch, so I can select it and just move these around. Get the shape a bit better. I guess that's fine. I'm going to put a damp-proof course in the bricks and the blocks to prevent moisture traveling up the building. That's part of the building regulations as well, so let's put that in. First I want to measure where 150 millimeters is, because it has to be 150 millimeters above ground. And that's 200. So that means that the DPC has to sit here. 200 mil above the ground. I'll just put 2 lines here for now. So to indicate these as DPCs, I'll just make the lines thicker and maybe dash them as well. Line, type, line style. Let's add a dash to this list. And CAD ISO, open, and let's look for dash. Dashed. I think dash 2 will be good for representing this. Okay. Okay. And let's highlight these 2 lines. Change their line type to dashed 2. And we'll change the thickness as well in line weight. I think that stands out. Okay, now to make the floor. So we're gonna layer up the floor now. And I'm gonna put the first line about level with the ground here. And the first layer is gonna be site hardcore. I usually see in details where the ground is about level with the hardcore. And this is probably a good thing to do because the actual floor, the concrete floor, has to be above the outside ground to prevent flooding of the building. If we were going to put a suspended floor in here where air can get in, we wouldn't want water to get in and go down onto the floor and flood the place. So we're making the ground higher than the outside ground, so that can help to prevent it. The thickness of the hardcore layer is gonna be 150 mil. So I can copy this down. CO. Move it down by 150 mil. And one thing I like to add to these details is this angle. Now, the angle of this line here, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be exactly. Maybe there's no exact numbers because I couldn't find it. Because I couldn't find it in any book. So maybe it's something for an engineer to look at to specify the correct dimensions. But I think it's safe to just put a line like this. Highlight this and trim that back to it. And then I'll just put a line here. And we'll add a hardcore hatch to this. So we could put this symbol in to look like hardcore, but I like to use this symbol as hardcore. We'll scale it to, we'll keep the scale to 5, bring to front, add pick points, select the middle and enter. Okay, it's a bit too much for my taste. So I'll increase the scale to 10. Maybe a little more. 12.5. And maybe we can edit this angle here to fit this pattern. I forgot to mention that this insulation will start from around here. And this area needs to be filled with a weak mix concrete so that the earth that's pushing this wall doesn't push the bricks in towards the blocks. So I'll quickly draw a little something. Add a hatch. And I'm going to add one that looks like sand. Now I've had problems with scales for this, so I'm gonna start it off at 10, bring to front, pick points. Okay. There might be a gap in here somewhere, which is why it's causing a problem, so what I'm going to do to solve that problem is to draw a square and fill this square with a hatch, sand, 10, add pick points, click the center of the square and hit enter, and OK. It's really hard to see. So I will edit this, and for some reason the edit is not appearing, maybe because I'm selecting these lines instead of the actual hatch. Okay, so I've deleted the hatch and I'm going to just put it in again. It's being problematic. We'll set the scale at 1 this time. Add pick points, select, enter. Okay. We can somewhat see some sand there. Maybe we can make it smaller. 0.5. I guess that'll work for now. So I can select this move it, and I can use the pick points here and just put them here. And this one. Now the next layer that's going above the hard core is a layer of DPM. So I want to make this line again. I'll just draw it first. To here, and then I'll select the lines. I have a feeling this one's gonna be not straightforward. Okay, that's fine. I'll just use this blue highlighter. To only select what I want. And up here I'm changing the line type to dashed and the thickness to 0.30. Now we're adding a concrete layer on top of this. So I'll copy this line up by 100. And this line has to be normal. And let's add a concrete hatch like we've added this one here. Now I can do all that hatch stuff again, or I can just copy this and shape it. So there's our 100mm concrete layer, which is protected from moisture from this side. Now we're going to put an insulation in. I'll copy this line up by 50mm. And just block this off. And and as usual, we'll put a line in and turn this into a batting line. And just mess with its scale until it fits. So we have our insulation in, and now I'm going to add a screed. We'll put the screed thickness at 50mm as well. And I'm drawing a line here. And the hatch that I want to add to this is going to be the sand one. Scale of 10, pick points, bring to front. .5. And on top of the screed, we'll put that nice thin layer of undercarpet. 3mm, 5mm, make it 3mm. That's our layer of undercarpet. And the actual carpet will be 10mm. Now I want to put a wall board on the wall here going down to the concrete, and a skirting board by 12.5 mil. That's usually the thickness of a wallboard. There's our pointed seams. I'm going to trim these carpets back. And this can have the same hatching as this. And I'll put a skirting board. The thickness of a skirting board, 15. And it's about 100 high, right? About 10 centimeters high. And then using the arc, I'm gonna create a shape. Which I'm going to trim back to here. Just trim, and I'm trimming this off. And deleting that. And again, I'm gonna add a hatch in. Oh, we need a timber hatch. I think this will do. Scale of 1. Add pick points. Okay. There's our skirting. And the last thing to add to this is a break line, which we're gonna have to draw from scratch. I'll draw a symbol like this, then like this, and I'll mirror this 2 times. Enter. Mirror this again. Enter. Delete this. And I'll mirror this. And mirror it again. Or just drag it down. Then I'll drag this back to here and draw another one. Oh, I could mirror this. Copy. I think that will do. So we're gonna trim everything to these lines. Here. I highlighted the wrong side. So we're gonna trim everything to these lines. TR. And highlight all of this. And some stuff we'll have to just delete manually. Or reshape manually. Everything here. And of course, the hatches will be edited manually.